Alright, this is my video for the DSD2 assignment. I'm going to demonstrate some of the stored procedures that I have created, and then I'll move on and show you the reports I have created in Excel. So I'll start off by showing you how staff members are added. This is done using a stored procedure called add staff member. You just need to provide their first name and their surname. You can see they've been added. Now there are two messages here because one has been caused by a trigger updating the audit table for table till to say that an insert has been performed. You can see that the staff member has been added right here, right at the bottom. They also have a staff active attribute, which marks whether or not they're still active or they're still working at the store. If you need to change their details, there are procedures edit staff F name and edit staff S name. We'll just change the first name here, so you need their ID, change their name, run that. You can see then that their name will have been changed. It's right at the bottom, there you go. And then should they leave the company, there is a procedure, instead of deleting their record, there's a procedure for just deactivating them, which will turn this field to 0 or false. So then if you put that ID in, number 8, and go back again, you see they're now marked as 0. Now should they come back to work for the company, there is a procedure called activate staff. I'll just turn this field back to 1, or reactivate the staff member. As you can see, they're back to 1 now. There are similar methods, procedures for adding a payment type. So you have add payment type. Just go to Visa, add that. You can see it's been added there. I did add some generic types before. Now I've started adding names just for demonstration. There are also procedures edit payment type and deactivate payment for when the payment is no longer in use by the store. So you can see that in use here is much like staff active. And now I can show you what happens when you add new product. So you'll need the brand name, so we'll go with Apple. We'll say it's an iPhone 6. Say it's a white iPhone for the description. Description has been set at 500 characters limit. This is in case the store wants to add more technical information about the product, such as memory, storage capacity, things like that. We'll just go with white iPhone here. White iPhone 6. Cost price, say 300, and then the store will sell it at the sale price of 400. There you can see it right at the bottom, number 14. Stock is default 1. Stocked is whether or not the store still carries the product. There is a function discontinue product, SP discontinue product, which will change that to 0. There are also stored procedures for editing each attribute. I could have edited them all in one procedure. I thought it was more convenient and would make things less error prone to make separate procedures for each attribute. So for example, we'll just change Apple to Samsung for product 14. So you can see that has run okay. See right there at the bottom, it has changed to a Samsung iPhone 6. Not very realistic, but you get the picture. Now you can add sales as well. So you'll need your staff ID. Let's go with number 8 for the staff member we created earlier. Payment ID, we'll just type 1, which is cash. Product ID, let's go with 14 for our new product that we just added. even though Samsung iPhone 6 doesn't exist. There's only one in stock. You can't type any more than is in stock, or else the procedure won't run. It'll raise an error. So we'll just go with one here. There you can see that has gone through okay. So you can see receipt ID 6, time, staff ID, and the payment ID for the payment type. You can then go to multi-sale and get the specifics. So for receipt ID 6, there was one iPhone 6 purchased. Now it is possible to add more than one item to a sale. This sort of procedure would have been extremely complicated in SQL, as you can't really pass arrays as parameters. There are things like tally tables and cursors, but I could have also made another procedure, add item to sale or something like that. But that gave way to errors such as mistyping the receipt ID to add items to specific sales. I thought it would be better left for a GUI front end written with another language that could handle sort of for each loops with arrays of parameters. So I just left it at one item to a sale. You do get to see the reports working though, even with only one item in sales. So I'll go on and show you how the reports work now. So this is the front end I created using Excel. These are just buttons or shapes that have been hyperlinked to each sheet. Weekly bestsellers selects the top 10 from table multi-sale using the date from table sale. So any items that have sold within the past week are then filtered to see which ones sold the most, the top 10 that sold the most. So weekly bestsellers, should be able to refresh that. You can see only one item has been sold this week. I did add some sales last week, but they won't show up now. And that was the Samsung that we just sold. There's the profit made, so it's the difference between the cost price to the company to buy more and the sale price. You can see the total sold by brand and then the total profit made off the best sellers. You can also view that as a chart. Obviously there's only one thing going to show up. There's a little table down here, much like what you just saw on the previous screen. You can then go back to the menu. Items that haven't sold this week are going to that's going to be everything except the Samsung. Well, except the Samsung iPhone 6. So you can see the amount of items in stock by brand. So you can see which brands aren't selling, which brands aren't very popular, and also which products created by each brand aren't very popular. You can go back to menu here, current stock value. That shows you every item in stock, sorts them by brand, and then the potential profit to be made off all the units of that item in stock, and then the total stock value, and then these are made into grand totals at the end. Then there's also cancelled sales. I've made some cancelled sales already. You'll see they'll show up here and they're sorted by date. You can also view them as a chart. So here Ross has made cancelled 2 sales, and I have cancelled 2 sales. So this can be used to see if there are a lot of which staff members are making or cancelling a lot of sales. And then the final report that can be generated are items that are low or out of stock. So you can see the iPhone 6 that we just added to the table is showing up because there are no more of it in stock. The limit here is 3, so once their stock is 3 or less, they'll show up in this table. And that's just about everything. So you've seen the stored procedures, you've seen the reports that have been created from the views, and in executing the stored procedures, you've also seen the triggers in action as well.